Half a day, everyone. I'm Tyler Matinani. Thanks so much for joining us for Weekend Edition. Running water, working sewer, things we may take for granted that many live without. Yes, even here on Guam. With the federal funding windfall Guam is seeing, could it mean that Guam's poorest, many of whom live in Chamorro Land Trust properties, may soon be seeing Gov Guam bridging the utilities divide? Here's more.
Speaker Theresa Terlahi and her colleagues last year asked that the administration pledge $25 million in ARP funds to help bring infrastructure to places that need it.
These areas where people are living in Guam in poverty, they're living in substandard conditions, and a lot of that stems from the lack of water, the lack of sewer, and unacceptable.
While money may have been an issue in the past, the speaker says that's not the case in 2022.
We have an opportunity to do that with the ARP funds. We have an opportunity to do that with the infrastructure fund. And so we are still urging that be done. And so
Speaker Terlahi telling KUAM she's met with Lieutenant Governor Josh Tenorio and he has committed money for infrastructure upgrades in Atacao and Zero Down. The speaker also addressed mayor's concerns about illegal dumping and abandoned vehicles on Chamorro Land Trust lands, and she said the Guam Environmental Protection Agency is charged with enforcement for illegal dumping, which she said doesn't only happen on CLTC properties.
we see that on the road to Tagacheng. We see that everywhere. It's anywhere people can go and drive and conveniently dump without being caught is really the problem. It's an island-wide problem. I don't think it's specific to Chamorro Land Trust.
For Guam's News Network, Chris Barnett reports.
While the island fights COVID-19, some residents are fighting both the virus and economic hardships. Here's more.
More and more Guamanians are seeking help wherever they can, from the government, friends, family, and even nonprofit organizations such as the Salvation Army. Captain Carrie Rood sat down with KUAM and confirmed the rise of residents asking for aid.
There's been a slight rise, especially with food assistance, clothing assistance, whether it be toiletries, diapers, that kind of thing. We also have utility assistance and rapid rehousing, and we've seen a slight rise in that as well. People are definitely suffering on island, and they just need more help just to get through the month.
When asked if the increase in prices for food could be the issue for residents seeking aid,
I do, actually. There's not a lot of food that we're able to that we have access to. And so the folks that are coming in can't afford nearly as much as they would be able to afford even 3 months ago. So they're needing to supplement. That it definitely has played a role in some of the meeting the gaps for folks where they're not able to purchase as much food for their families as they used to be able to.
families and individuals, some with stable jobs, are seeking help from the agencies to get extra food due to the high food prices.
The individuals themselves are suffering as well, but it's really when the families come in, the kids need food, and that's what's really heartbreaking. All of it is heartbreaking, but when you can't feed your kids, then it's like, all right, let's see what we can do for you, definitely. So, but it is everyone across the board that's being affected because everyone needs food.
According to Captain Rood, the Salvation Army's food pantry sees about 500 people a week, while the rapid rehousing and utilities assistance gets about 5 to 15 families or individuals a week. The organization is always accepting donations of any kind. For residents interested in donating, you can contact 671-489-0787. If you're in need of assistance, you can call the Salvation Army at 671-477-9872. Daniel Perez reporting for Guam's News Network.
An NMI senator is questioning why Will Castro is receiving a salary exceeding the cap set for the governor's chief of staff and why someone local was not hired. Tomas Manglotnia reports.
I am not convinced that we do not have anybody in our Commonwealth market that could fill this position that is currently being occupied by Mr. William M. Castro.
NMI Senator Edith De Leon Guerrero calling into question former Guam Senator Will Castro's hiring as Governor Torres's chief of staff last October. In a letter to the legislature in January, the governor notified lawmakers that Castro will be paid $80,000 a year, exceeding the $65,000 cap for his position set by the Compensation Adjustment Act. The senator wants to see a more diligent effort to hire locally first.
Just because maybe they're not Harvard graduates, that may seem to be why this person, Mr. William M. Castro, would be the ideal person to hold the position. Mr. President, I think we need to take a careful look internally and really go by the statute that is telling us that there has to be some kind of due diligence effort made.
Tuesday morning, the CNMI governor sent media a statement defending Castro and attached to the email his resume and a 15-page CV, including references for contact. When he was first hired in October, Torres described Castro as a son of the Marianas, citing his work at the Northern Marianas College and with the Marianas Working Group.
Having him back home is a plus for all of us, especially for me and my administration.
It's definitely going to be the opportunity of a lifetime.
But not everyone in the administration is on board. In October, Lieutenant Governor Arnold Palacios, who's running for governor this year, told KUAM that he learned about Castro's hiring by reading the newspaper.
More power to him. He's got a good job, probably. He's got a nice contract, but, I don't know. I mean, a lot of people are laughing.
It's yet to be seen who will have the last laugh. Tomas Manglotnya for KUAM News.
FBI Supervisory Special Agent Rafael Fernandez speaking before Island Rotarians recently. One of the topics he touched on, government corruption.
I think that we see that, we address it, and I think here in Guam we see it more because it's very close. We're very close to a very small town. That's how I see it. So therefore, when you do see it, it's more impactful. Maybe that's the way that I think I see it here. Maybe perhaps corruption is more impactful.
The FBI is encouraging the community to report scams or fraud to the FBI immediately after they happen. Their office is staffed every day with an agent to listen to complaints and welcomes the community to come by if needing to report something suspicious. Feathers and Fins was a special fixture on the island, having been in operation for over 37 years, and its owner, Barbara Zimmerman, was just as special. Her recent passing has many in the community remembering her kindness. Jonah Gincharfris has more.
They loved the island. They loved the the climate, of course, the warm weather, but just the people, the culture. They just had no interest in moving back to the States. We tried to convince them as they got older to relocate, be closer to family, and that was home.
Bonnie Toogood speaks about her parents, David and Barbara Zimmerman, who made Guam their home in 1978. Toogood, along with their mother, purchased the Hagana Pet Store in 1992 from its original owners.
We've had animals our entire life. We're definitely, I'd say, animal lovers. And so, between household pets, she had horses growing up. She lived on a farm when she was little, and that translated to us kids, I think. And so the opportunity arose, and we did it.
From pet photos with Santa or the Easter Bunny, or walking through the doors and being welcomed by cute puppy faces, there was so much that made Feathers and Fins unique. But it was the familial atmosphere that truly made it special. Whether it was David sitting outside of the shop greeting customers, or Barbara and the dedicated employees ready to help, some of which worked at the store for over 20 years, each of them creating lasting bonds with Barbara. Marie Laniog was one of those employees, having worked as a manager for 23 years.
She's just incredible. If you met her, you had to love her. She just made a difference in your life. She made you enjoy your pets. It was, she really liked customers, and it was always her priority.
And it wasn't just the people she met at Feathers and Fins. Prior to the pet store, Barbara was a swimming coach for teams on Naval Station in Nicktams. She was also very involved with the GNOC and South Pacific Games in the late 70s and 80s when it came to the sport. And although she knew her mother had made a lasting impression on many, Toogood didn't realize just how much until the That store closed its doors on December 31st of last year.
Customers were writing, notes to her in a book that the employees provided, and people were commenting on our Instagram page. The number of people that would come in the store when I was there just trying to work things out, they'd come in and talk to me about how she affected them and their family, or how they shopped in the store as kids, and now they're adults bringing their kids. It really struck me that she really did have an impact.
And if there's something the community should know about Barbara?
She was supposed to be just my boss, but I loved her, and I know the employees loved her. And when I saw how many people's lives were touched by her, I knew, I'm glad I got to know her. I'm glad she took a chance on me.
How much she loved the island and the people, the customers in the store. That was her life. Truly, her heart was in it.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Jonah Gancharfis.
Stay tuned. Next on Weekend Edition, we have Culture Club.
Get up-to-the-minute news, plus access to alerts, streaming radio, promotions, and more on your mobile device by downloading the KUAM News mobile app, available at the App Store now.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
I'm a small business owner and I run a couple of boats. And when COVID first hit, we were kind of, at first we thought it was just like any other pandemic, like the SARS, and we weren't prepared for it until unemployment is shutting down the whole industry. My whole business relies solely on tourism. When that shut down, we're kind of worried because we don't have enough savings for the uncertainty of how long it's gonna last. We're so thankful that the government, the federal government, started giving out the grants, loans, and like PPP and all that. That really saved us, and it's really helping us a lot survive, And right now we're still struggling, but at least it's easier. And without those grants and loans that from the federal government, we wouldn't be here.
Thank you for the unemployment assistance from the federal funds.
Thank you. This ad was paid for with official funds from the office of Congressman Michael F.Q. San Nicolas.
Welcome back. Here's Vic Fallon with Culture Club.
Culture Club, brought to you by Hanum, the freshest bottled water made in Guam.
Hafaday, my name is Ron Afaji, founder of Boltao. Since 2013, I've been practicing and learning the art of building traditional canoes and sailing of traditional canoes. I've been doing this for 13 years now, and our organization is a nonprofit, and we get fundings to the government and with a few help with the sponsors, but we've made this a full-time thing. It's a passion for the younger generation. What we're doing is, what we have done so far is we've built 4 different types of canoes that are open ocean going, and 2 of them are sheltered down at the boat basin. One of them's here since we don't have enough space at the home at the boat basin. This one is completed. It's ready for sailing. We're building a double hull, which is back here. This one is for inside the reef, so that we can, when we get the younger generations to come out and participate, we start them off inside the reef, so it's shallower, it's easier, they understand and they feel more comfortable. But our job is to perpetuate the Chamorro traditional seafaring. And for 13 years, that's what we've been doing, or I've been doing. And we're preparing for the FESPAC in 2024 in Hawaii. And all I do is just teach, and whenever there's an opportunity for those who want to learn, we're always open to people who want to come in and do hands-on learning with what we do. Most of the work we do right now is preparing for a voyage this year to Rota and back with a crew of 8 people and 2 canoes. So if anyone is interested and would like to want to come out and get involved and be a part of the culture, we're open to the public and to the community. When I first started, I was with the late Manny Sakal back in 2007, and how we started out was with a log. We'll take a log from the jungle, we'll cut it down, we'll look for the size. It's very hard to actually locate one, but once you get one, then you take it down and then you start squaring it off, and then you haul it back to the shop, and then start with traditionally what we do is we start depending on the size of the log. If the log is not big enough, which is no longer in existence, we'll build it up. So we'll start with the center of the log, and then we'll start with the 2 ends, and then we'll start doing planks in the middle. So we'll build it up to make it high enough so that when we're outside in open ocean, we can take the swells and we're safe when we're sailing. So yes, the logs that we use are the trees that we use are dukduk, daok, zoga, and binalo. Most of the supporting beams are agaw and just agaw and the daoks, which is what we use. We mend our own sail. We also sew our own sails so that we can teach the kids how to mend them, and we do just about everything from doing the process of finding it in the jungle, and then bringing it out and then building a canoe off of it. Depends on the amount of hands that participate. I'm usually available every day, and for the big ones that we did, there was 6 of us on a daily basis, 5 days a week, and the big 33-footer took us 8 months. This one took us 6. The double hull that we see down in Boat Basin also took us 6 months. But it was happy labor. It was because it was a lot of people involved. A lot of the younger generations got involved. It's theirs, their soul is in that canoe, in every one of these canoes that we build. One of the most biggest challenge is the fact that we are seafarers. People come from the ocean. We have come from the oceans thousands of years ago. So learning and retracing that is a beautiful thing. For me, it is. For a lot of us, it is. But to want to retrace that and become those people that were supposedly recognized as masters of the ocean, this is a good time to really practice this and come out and for those who feel like there's a need for them wanting to be a part of the culture and want to do something with their kids, this is a good place to go, to come to, because then we can take them into the water, in the ocean. Everything is safe, so we surround ourselves with safety, and we make sure that nothing happens to anybody. We're very good about what we try to do, but we're also passionate about wanting to perpetuate our culture, especially in the seafaring art, So for those who want to come out, you're welcome to come. You can catch us on Instagram. We have our Facebook, and we're there. And you'll always see some kind of activity. If we're not building a real canoe, then we're building model canoes. So those are things that we try to get involved in, and some kids can take it home for them. They can go home and build their own model canoe and say, I built this. That's the beauty of what we're trying to do, is recreate what our ancestors have left behind. Half a day. My name is Ron Afaji. I'm founder of the organization, our nonprofit organization called Boltao. We want to thank the Culture Club for allowing us to be a part of this.
Culture Club, brought to you by Hanum, the freshest bottled water made in Guam.
And before we wrap up Weekend Edition, here's Jason with your birthday shout-outs.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replay, and I'll be around. Whoa, you can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
Half a day. As we look ahead to a brighter tomorrow, Matson's commitment to Guam and Micronesia remains stronger than ever. While the world around us is ever-changing, what remains unchanged is our commitment to you, our customers, and the island communities we serve. Shipping is what we do best, and serving our community is at the heart of everything we do. But we don't do it alone. This is why we support organizations that make caring for the people and the environment a top priority. We know that many count on Matson's lifeline services in the Pacific, and that's why we continue to work hard to ensure that our shipments remain on time all the time. Matson recently added another Aloha-class vessel to our schedule. We now have 2 of Matson's largest and fastest ships serving Guam from the U.S. West Coast and Hawaii. With our new state-of-the-art vessels, we stand ready to support the region's economic recovery. Thank you for the privilege of serving you for the last 25 years, and you can count on Matson to be here for the next 25 years and beyond.
KUAM Sports Weekend Roundup is brought to you by Gatorade. Greatness starts with G.
Ukadu High School is now 1-1 in the ESA League. The Bulldogs defeated Southern High 3-2 at the JFK Field. Brian Ignacio with Ukadu's first goal. The Bulldogs ended the first half tied at 2. Isaiah Charfris chases down the long pass, taking it off one bounce. Charfris with the footwork to get by 2 defenders. Isaiah takes the contact and keeps dribbling towards the goal. Light finish with the right foot. Southern's Cody Pangilinan and Trevin Rioja scored for the Dolphins. Zaven Piolo scored the last goal in the second half for Ukadu. The Bulldogs hit the field Wednesday to face GW at home. Kickoff set for 6:30. JFK sits in first in the standings. Ukadu second. Southern High is in third place. Purebred BJJ Guam black belt and professional female fighter Brogan Walker, who sports a 7-2 record, has been selected to participate in the Ultimate Fighter 30 Pena vs. Nunez, a show that will feature a cast of 16 athletes in the men's heavyweight and women's flyweight divisions for a chance to pursue their UFC dreams. The Ultimate Fighter 30 is set to air May 3rd on ESPN Plus and UFC Fight Pass. Brogan Walker's mixed martial arts career began in October of 2014, where she fought in the locally coordinated Pacific Extreme Combat events. Her record was 4-0 in the PXC, and in July of 2018, she went on to fight in Invicta FC, an international all-women's fighting organization. She last competed in Invicta FC 44, where she won by submission via rear naked choke in the first round. Congratulations to Brogan. We look forward to seeing you on the show. The General Fitness Competition hosted its first Lift Heavy and Lift Fast unofficial weightlifting meet, partner style, at the Guanico Hotel. 24 teams competed in 12 heats, going head-to-head in the performance division and fitness division.
We're trying to combine the 2 worlds of CrossFit and traditional weightlifting. We have our own spin to it where we're going to use partial CrossFit tests, 2 of which are called Grace, which is 30 clean and jerks for a time, and then Snatches, which is 30 snatches for a time. Our final heat is going to be a max weightlifting. This is going to be more of the traditional Olympic weightlifting, where it's going to be focused on trying to hit the heaviest weights, and combined weight from male and female participants will be their scores for that event.
The Pickleball Guam Association will be hosting their inaugural membership drive and random draw tournament at the Tamuning Mayor's tennis courts. The event is scheduled for Saturday, February 12th and Sunday, February 13th.
Our mission statement is to really further this sport through educational and athletic endeavors for the community of Guam. And when I say the community of Guam, this means both younger people, like in our schools, we're really look forward to having this possibly as a physical education class to interscholastic, as well as families, kids, seniors, and just having a good time.
For more information, check them out at www.pickleballguam.org or on Facebook at Pickleball Guam Association and on Instagram at pickleball_Guam_association. It's time to get some buckets. Serena Opindo out of GW had the hot hand for the Geckos. Opindo hit for a team-high 19 points against Southern High. Serena scored 7 in the third quarter to lead GW to the win. Teammate Karzina Alfonso chipped in with 15 points, 8 in the first half and 7 in the second. Academy's Mia Titano went to work against Sanchez, putting up 15 points. Titano with the huge first quarter, on fire with 9. Titano is tricky with the left-hand outlet pass from Corey Paulino. Oriana Sevilla also lit up the scoreboard for 15 points. Sevilla's 15 came from the outside as she buried 5 shots from long range. Jerfik Anu was balling out, getting buckets for the Sharks. Anu with the drive and finish for 3 the long way. Jerfik led all scorers against Ukudu with 19 points. Anu with the kick-out pass from Eugene. Dackerson, corner 3 is money. Ralph Macaldo cashed in with 11. Anu and Macaldo working the pick and roll. Jerfik dropping dimes. Manalo with the assist. Another bucket. Contact on the play for the basket and one. Don't forget to send us your best shots. DM our KUAM News on Instagram or hit me up at sho@kuam.com. Super Bowl 56 going down right here on the stations of KUAM. Monday, February 14th at 9 in the morning on TV8. Matthew Stafford and the LA Rams taking on Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. Let's hear from some of our fans who they think will win this year's big game.
I'm actually red and gold, Niners all the way, but you know, I can never go for the Rams. I think the Rams have a better overall team, but I think it's just the Bengals year.
I'm a Steeler fan, so go Rams.
Go Rams.
Yep. I can't go for the Bengals.
Why?
Because they're in the same division.
I'm going for the Bengals.
Why?
Because they have not been to the Super Bowl as many times as the Rams, and I like the underdogs.
Bengals.
Bengals, why?
Because I like Tigers better.
Now for the quarterbacks lining up under center, here's Burrow and Stafford on their big showdown.
Getting ready for this week, I'm just trusting my preparation. You know, last week's a little bit different, obviously with no game. But only one opponent to play rest of the year, so a little bit of a jump start on that. But this week we just kind of take it like a normal week, go out there and prepare like we normally do, trusting that process is enough to go out there and win the game and play well on Sunday.
You know, it was exciting to see all the fans and how excited they were for us. You know, we play for them at the end of the day. You know, we want to make the fans proud as well as ourselves. But so it's always fun when you see the fans as invested in this team as you are.
KUAM Sports Weekend Roundup is brought to you by Gatorade. Greatness starts with G.
It's beautiful.
It is, right, baby?
Dad, isn't that where we usually stop for gas?
It's where we used to stop, but not anymore.
But isn't that the place with the milkshakes?
Okay, all right, let's go.
Good job, kids.
Take your adventure further in the first ever Santa Fe Hybrid.
And before we wrap up Weekend Edition, here's Jason with your birthday shout-outs.
It's almost time for the Super Bowl, you guys, but let's not go through this weekend without saying happy birthday to some very special Guamanians. On Saturday the 12th, AJ Chaco, happy birthday to you. Love your entire island family. And then on Sunday the 13th, Isabella Cruz Perez. Happy birthday, Isabella. You are getting love from Grandma. So AJ and Isabella, we wish you both the very best. Good luck, good fortune, good health, and a good island weekend and a good birthday.
To join the birthday club, go to KUAM.com. That's all the time we have from all of us here at Guam's News Network.